Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live, you're watching News 6 at noon.
That's ridiculous. And it's ridiculous that this continues to be an issue.
Now at noon, what students are saying after a Brevard County teacher comes under fire, what she's accused of doing, and why her teaching license may be in jeopardy.
This is unnecessary, avoidable.
Plus, impacts could be felt across Central Florida. What is causing a partial government shutdown? That shutdown was in effect as of 12:01 this morning. It's because lawmakers failed to agree on a spending plan. The main sticking point, health care. Democratic lawmakers want to reverse cuts to Medicaid and stop parts of the Affordable Care Act from expiring. The budget estimates about 750,000 federal workers face temporary layoffs. Essential employees must now work without pay, and while the military remains in place, just under half of civilian defense employees are temporarily out of a job. National parks, food inspections, and the transportation industry are all facing impacts. President Donald Trump threatening mass layoffs.
We'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and they're Democrats. They're going to be Democrats. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things.
News 6's Mark Lehman is at Orlando International Airport and has the latest on what the shutdown could mean for families in Central Florida.
Hours into the government shutdown, travelers we spoke with say they weren't too worried about what they would encounter today as they walked through TSA. Those questions, however, will be increasing about what things will look like as the stalemate drags on for days or possibly longer.
And then to have this come out like the night before we leave, it's really annoying.
Sue Ellen Bullock is beginning her vacation by learning about the partial government shutdown and the effect it could have on her return flight home. What kind of concerns do you have with the shutdown?
Just anything could happen, getting stuck here, canceled flights.
TSA agents and air traffic controllers are considered essential federal employees and will continue to work but without pay. That also means things could get messy if the shutdown drags on.
I was a mailman for 34 years, so I know what the hassle is about not getting paid.
Many remember the 34-day government shutdown in 2018 when roughly 10% of TSA workers called in sick, driving up screening times at airports across the country.
Coming back probably in another week or two, there may be a little slowdown, or call out.
The airport releasing a statement today saying in part the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority does not anticipate that operations at MCO will be affected, and we hope there will be a resolution soon. Meanwhile, those traveling today are expressing their frustrations with Congress.
And it's a blame game. It's unfortunate it's just a blame game.
Yeah.
They can't do what they're elected to do, and that's to do the job for us.
And as lawmakers are meeting in the Capitol today, the hope is that a spending bill will be passed sooner rather than later. Travelers, meanwhile, tell us that they will do their best to plan ahead no matter the circumstance. For now, reporting at Orlando International Airport, Mark Lehman, News 6.
Turning now to your forecast, here's a live look for you from our camera in Daytona Beach. Looking really pretty out there, but Imelda continuing to churn up that surf as it moves away from the east coast of the United States. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here. And Candace, I stepped outside a little while ago. It actually feels really nice outside.
Right, not too bad, right? Like what we talked about, it's not feeling as tropical as it has been for the past couple of days. So it's slowly starting to get a little more on that comfortable side, but that's really only going to last just today. Taking a look at what's going on, we now are tracking Category 2, Hurricane Imelda, still, again, as Julie mentioned, really roughing up the seas a bit. Right now, sustained winds of 100 miles per hour. Looks like it will be making its closest approach to the island of Bermuda by late tonight, early Thursday morning as a Category 2 hurricane. But back here at home, I know it says Daytona Beach, but the cameras are a little mixed up there. We're at 84 degrees in Melbourne, 83 degrees in Orlando. Across parts of Central Florida, we are all in those mid-80s at this point in time. Do expect to stay mostly dry throughout the day. Rain chances this afternoon, only about 20 to 30%. Whatever rain we've been picking up has continued to stay just off the coast there in Brevard County, but we have that strong north breeze in place, and that's going to continue to drag in some of that dry air, which will help kind of limit the rain chances. Only problem is, you saw there that live shot from Daytona Beach right before I came on here. You could see how rough the surf was. We do have breaking waves upwards about 5 to 7 feet. Small craft advisory also in effect. So this is going to be the story for the next couple of days, even as the winds start to back down a little bit. But rain chances, they are going to be surging back pretty quick. We'll have more details on the timing of that coming up in just a few minutes.
Candace, thank you. New at noon, a man is behind bars in Brevard County. He's accused of lewd acts toward multiple women at a Dollar Tree. This is Blake Walker Jones. Investigators say he touched one female and committed lewd acts toward two other women. It happened at the Dollar Tree on North Wickham Road in Melbourne. Investigators say the first incident was in July. Then in August, police say he returned and did the same thing again. Jones was arrested yesterday. He is facing multiple charges, including exposure of sexual organs. Another teacher at Satellite High School in Brevard County is under fire, and it's for the same reason a different teacher's contract there was not renewed earlier this year. She's accused of using a student's preferred name without parental consent. News 6's Angie Casada is in Brevard County with what the district says about this investigation.
A lot of students telling us they're not happy Satellite High science teacher Carrie Clapper could lose her teaching certificate over the allegation. It's the same issue that cost another teacher at the school her job just months ago. According to the Department of Education, Carrie Clapper repeatedly called a female student by a name other than her legal name without written parental permission. That violates a 2023 state rule, which the DOE says is grounds to sanction her teaching license.
Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. And it's ridiculous that this continues to be an issue. And I think all the students at the school are, upset with it. I hope there's more, national, recognition of like the injustice that's going on here, because it really is ridiculous.
Students at Satellite High tell News 6 they don't believe Clapper should face punishment.
The thing is, it's kind of scary that one person has the power, supposedly one person who's reporting our teachers has the power to basically upend our educational careers by removing or staining the name of teachers who we get to work with and have the pleasure of working with.
This is not the first time this school has faced this issue. Earlier this year, former teacher Melissa Calhoun admitted to using a student's chosen name without parental consent. She ultimately lost her job in Brevard County, though the state did allow her to keep her license on probation. Now, Clapper has requested a formal hearing on her case. The state says it's committed to upholding the law, while students say they're frustrated their school is once again in the spotlight. And Brevard Public Schools stresses this is a state investigation, not a district one. Of course, we'll keep following what happens next in Clapper's case. In studio, Angie Casada, News 6.
A major push forward for the future of Eatonville's historic Hungerford property. The city reached a deal to get the property back from Orange County Public Schools. The site was once home to a school for Black students dating back more than 130 years. It could soon see a new learning center and healthcare facility. Some council members say they felt left out of the process, but Mayor Angie Gardner says the agreement is a milestone for the community. A public meeting is set for Friday for people living in Eatonville to learn more. There is no place for this kind of hate in Florida. That's what Senator Rick Scott posted on social media last night. That statement is in response to controversial posts made by a Palm Bay councilman. Chandler Langevin was discussing immigration and posted, quote, "There's not a single Indian that cares about the United States. They are here to exploit us financially." Members of the Indian American community came out to speak at what turned into a town hall type forum last night. Langevin responded and said he will not resign and he won't apologize. Council members are expected to discuss this at tomorrow night's regular meeting. In Kissimmee, if bars and clubs in the downtown area want to stay open late, it will require a new permit. Your Kissimmee community correspondent Stephanie Rodriguez tells us what prompted this new requirement.
The City Commission felt it was necessary to keep the downtown area safe after recent shootings after midnight.
The change is officially in place just months after the City Commission unanimously approved creating a permit for businesses that want to sell alcohol past midnight. It's a move some bar owners felt would drive business to other areas.
And if we do this, Kissimmee is a destination, they'll just leave. That's what they'll do.
The permit costs $250 and gives the chief of police the ability to suspend a bar's permit if there is an incident or safety concern.
No le veo lo negativo, al contrario, se ve bien positivo.
Angel Ayala has lived in Kissimmee for 15 years and tells me he doesn't see any negatives to the permit.
Sería conveniente porque tienes un poco más de control.
He feels it will make the city safer. Others, like Luis Vigil, agree and think last call should be even earlier.
What time do you think they should stop selling alcohol in downtown Kissimmee?
Stop selling
around 10 p.m. That's, the correct time.
This isn't the only change downtown bars have had to adapt to recently. Last month, the City Commission changed its noise ordinance requiring businesses in the downtown area to lower their music volumes. I'm your Kissimmee community correspondent, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Get ready to ride even further in Altamont. We're taking you on board one of these electric shuttles that moves itself around as the city gets ready to expand this service and the new funding that will help make it happen.
That story's coming up, but first, here's a live look from our Mount Dora camera in the city of Mount Dora. You're watching News 6 at noon on a Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Introducing the new $25 million Gold Rush Multiplier Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery.
Lake Nona has Beep, Orlando has Swan Shuttles, and in Altamont Springs, it's Crane Rides. We're talking about these autonomous shuttles that operate with just an attendant on board instead of a driver, and soon you may be able to take a ride even farther. Your Seminole County community correspondent Catherine Silver looks into the expansion plans, the funding, and just how many people are taking Crane Rides.
Maybe you've spotted these shuttles around Uptown or the mall. These aren't your average vehicles. These are autonomous electric shuttles. They drive themselves. The city calls them Crane Rides, and we're getting on board today to not only show you how they work, but how the city is getting ready to expand the service. There's an attendant on board and enough room for 8 passengers. Most of the time, the shuttle drives itself. Right now, the service operates 7 days a week with the longest hours Monday through Friday, and you can take a ride anywhere around Crane's Roost all the way to Advent Health Hospital in Altamont Springs. But next year, there are plans to expand all the way to the Sunrail station. The city was awarded $750,000 by the state to help make it happen. The announcement online has had mixed feedback. One person writes, quote, excited for the expansion to the Sunrail. Another says, what a waste of money. No one rides on these things and all they do is hold up traffic. During our ride, no one else was on board. It's about 12:30 on a Tuesday with rain in the forecast. How many people are riding these shuttles?
We've moved 12,000 people so far.
Frank Martz is the city manager.
We'll be able to connect virtually everything in Cranes Roost over to I-4, over to Sunrail, and have enough vehicles to provide good service that will attract riders.
This is a place where there's grocery stores, there's a hospital, there are restaurants, there's entertainment.
What we try to do is plan for 30 years from now today.
Is this transforming the future of transportation in the city?
I don't know that it's transforming it, but it's giving people another opportunity. We have 95 million cars that drive through Altamont Springs every year. So what we're trying to do is give people who are local here another way to get around so they don't have to get out on 436.
In Altamont Springs, Catherine Silver, News 6.
Okay, let's get you to your forecast. We'll start with a live look in Daytona Beach, where you can see still some rough surf out there with high surf advisories in place, but we're seeing some blue sky today. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is tracking what is going on in the tropics and our lower rain chances today.
Right. Now, rain chances today down to about 20 to 30% at this point. We're not tracking any rain on the radar. On land, most of the rain is still out to sea, but like you just saw there, Daytona Beach, there was barely a beach out there. The combination of high tides, the rough surf, the breaking waves, all of that will continue to cause really the only dangerous part of the forecast for the next couple of days will be along our beaches and for boaters. So again, marine activities should not be done for the next couple of days, and this is going to be continuing throughout at least the weekend. Right now we have a strong northeast breeze. It's helping funnel in some of that dry air that's keeping rain chances low for one day only, because then as we head into Thursday and then really ramping up Friday into the weekend, it looks like it could be a pretty unsettled first week of October. So as we track the tropics, you can also do that in the palm of your hand. Our News 6 weather app is there for you. You can see the latest forecast cone, the latest stats, and also our one-touch radar when some of that rain does finally start coming back in. But there is Humberto continuing to fall apart and turn more extratropical, while Imelda now a Category 2 hurricane. Now, these combination of both these systems really creating a lot of movement in the waters, and that is why you can see the wave heights all the way up and down the eastern seaboard between about 10 all the way up to about 17-foot seas right there along the coastline. So the main hazards today, again, we have a high risk of rip currents, high surf advisory, and a small craft advisory. So all three categories seeing some big time issues. Our surf for today, 5 to 7 feet breaking waves. Our near shore waters for boaters, extremely choppy seas, 7 to 9 foot waves. So again, not ideal whether it's today or even into the weekend. But on land, the weather's not so bad. You can see all of that dry air that's continuing to just really take over the Sunshine State. But notice we're going to start seeing some of that moisture working its way back into the area by tomorrow. We'll notice a little bit across our southern zones, and that chance will continue to climb further north throughout the next few afternoons. Wind gusts at this point in time, the strongest wind gusts so far for you guys in Palm Coast right now, 23-mile-per-hour wind gusts in the last 30 minutes or so, between about 15 to 20 up and down our coastline and even across our inland zones as well. But temperatures out the door right now, we are in those mid to upper 80s. We will continue to run it near normal. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for today.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency, you ought to call Strata.
So let's take you through the next couple of hours. You can see just a couple spotty showers here and there. There's that 30% chance of rain. But then as we head into Thursday around 6 a.m., you can see we are going to be tracking some more scattered showers for your morning commute, especially for our southern zones throughout the first half of the day. So a little different setup than what we are normally used to. And then as we head into Friday, rain chances once again also start to come back into play. So again, the next couple of days will remain unsettled as a kind of a weak stationary front really starts to take over. And as that does so, rain chances do come back up, but at least highs will be back to near normal throughout the first week of October.
Candace, thank you. A water rescue by a Royal Caribbean ship. Coming up, how they were able to help people on a raft after the ship changed course due to Hurricane Imelda. And tonight on News 6 at 5.
Tell me why ain't nothing. I mean, come on. That's all you get. That's all you have to sing. Oh, I know that song.
Yeah, and everybody just breaks out into song.
And it brings back a different feeling for you, a different feeling for you, a different feeling for the fans. It's very personal.
The iconic music label that catapulted boy bands like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC to stardom is relaunching right here in Orlando. A closer look at how new leadership is hoping to recapture the momentum and bring Orlando back into the pop spotlight. News 6 anchor Ginger Gadsden has that tonight at 5. A rescue by a Royal Caribbean ship, Enchantment of the Seas, was en route to Mexico when it rescued a raft of at least a dozen people. This happened Sunday after the ship changed course due to Imelda. A rescue vessel was sent out, and those people on the raft were given food and medical treatment. Check out our all-new primetime lineup on News 6 Plus. Matt and Ginger have a new take on the day's news on News 6 tonight. That's at 9. Then go in-depth as we track the tropics and answer your weather questions with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas. That's at 9:30. Then you can watch the late news an hour earlier. It's all tonight on News 6 Plus. You can download our streaming app for free. Search WKMG in your smart TV's app store. It's also available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. Here's a live look for you from the port from our launch credit Candace, it actually feels semi-fall-like outside today.
I believe you haven't walked outside just yet. But the good news is, if you like it today, I should say the bad news, if you like today, unfortunately, things are going to turn a lot more tropical in nature. Thursday and Friday, we're watching a stationary front, and as it continues to kind of move back north, rain chances are going back up. Some models, by the way, are kind of showing 2-4 inches of rainfall between now and the end of the weekend. So we could get a lot of rain, especially along our coastline. So enjoy today. Make sure you have the rain gear handy tomorrow.
Okay, Candace, thank you. Switch over right now to News 6 Plus just to watch News 6 Extra. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.